Family, what's going on with y'all? Welcome back to another video. I wanted to come on here real quick and give y'all a quick word that the Lord put on my heart. So yesterday I was driving home from work and I heard the word of the Lord say, don't live a life that you're not called to live because of what you think you should be doing and how you should be living. And I got to thinking, like, man, that's deep. Like, that's a deep word, because I feel like oftentimes as believers, we see the way other believers live. Like, we see the things that they accomplish, we see the things that they have. They may have a nice home, nice cars, a spouse, a loving family. They seem to have a lot going on for themselves, and we often think that we have to follow that same path. But the truth is, God didn't set us on that path. Like, he set us on our own path. That's why Jeremiah 29:11, he tells us, for I know the plans that I have for you, thoughts to prosper you and not to, like, bring you to destruction, not to, he doesn't want you to fail. He doesn't want to see you down in the dumps. Like, no, he wants you to prosper. He wants you to succeed in whatever he has called you to do. But key word, he has called you to do. So we'll take up these roles and, these titles and do these certain jobs thinking that this is our calling. And it's like, no, that's not your calling. Like, oftentimes we find ourselves stuck at a job that we truly don't love, but it's, paying the bills and taking care of our needs. And it's like, God is trying to tell you, like, yo, I didn't call you to do this. I didn't tell you to do this. This is not in my plans for you. This is your plans right now. Like, you're living out your plans. I know there's been plenty of times in my walk, though I've been only walking for about 1.5 years, going on 2 years, in just a few months. But there's been plenty of times in my walk where I was working out my plan. I was just doing things in my own way, and I really strayed away from the plans of God. Not saying that I backslid or, like, I started to not seek his guidance or anything like that, not be in his presence, but I was doing things in the way that I thought I should have been doing it. And I see a lot of believers fall into that same cycle. Like, we do things because we see others people do it. And it's like, no, God didn't set us on the path of man. He set us on our own path. He set us on his path. He has a path and a plan for our life. So if you feel like you're stuck doing something, I don't know, maybe you're working at a warehouse right now. I'm not trying to knock anybody's job, because, like, I'm not above any job, but I know for me, this is just my experiences, but maybe you could be working at like a warehouse right now, and like I said, it's paying the bills, it's getting done what you need to get done, but it's just something that it's just, there's more for you in life. That what you're doing right now is not where you're meant to be. Now, everything has a time and a season, yes, but everything is not meant for us to do. So we could be working certain jobs, and just because it may be in that season for us to do something else that's not, our calling, I should say. I don't know if that makes sense, but we could be working a certain job and it's just like, we're not meant to be there. We feel so out of place. Like, we just feel like I know, like I said, from my experience, I know I've worked plenty of jobs where I've just felt so out of place, and it was just like, because I was not meant to be there. God had so much better for me. God had so much more for me. And I always knew since I was a child that I was meant to do more on this earth. Like, God didn't just put me on this earth to work a job at McDonald's or, work in a warehouse or do something that I truly don't love. And when you're doing something that you love, it's not really work. You're never really going to hate it. Of course, you're going to have your days where it's like, man, like, today was a tough day, because every day isn't going to be rainbows and sunshine. But when you're doing something that you truly love, like, you never hate it. Like, you're thankful for it every day. I mean, I'm thankful for everything that I do regardless, because God woke me up every single day. He didn't have to. He chose to wake me up. And, like, he blesses me with opportunity after opportunity. Even if I fumble those opportunities, he still blesses me. But yeah, it's just like a lot of times we just find ourselves stuck in the same path, in the same cycle, doing things that we think we should be doing things that we think is good for our life. But just because it may be good to us doesn't mean it's good to God. Just because we think it's something that we should be doing doesn't mean God said we should be doing it, you know? So I just wanted to tell y'all, to advise y'all, if you're in that situation, if you're doing something that you know like it's sustainable, but it's just not something that you see yourself doing in the long run, or you feel like you should be doing it, but then you also feel like you should be doing something else, seek God's guidance. Ask God for the wisdom. Ask him to reveal it to you. Ask him for the help. Ask him to give you eyes to see and ears to hear, a receptive heart. And I made a video a few days ago talking about when God tells you to give something up, you'll feel like at peace with the decision. Like he'll give you clarity, he'll give you the wisdom, and he'll tell you exactly what it is that you need to give up. And once you do, you will feel at peace with it. So if, like I said, if you do feel like you're in that situation, if you feel like you are doing something that you're not meant to be doing right now, and you're just, you just really don't know, like, God has a calling for you, and you want to do what God has called you to do, but you just don't know where to start. You don't know exactly what that is. Seek his guidance. That's the best thing you can do for yourself. Don't run from thing to thing. Don't do something just because you see somebody else doing it. Don't, it's okay to ask others for advice, but at the end of the day, people can only tell you what they know from their experience. I can only tell you what I know from my experience, from what I've done in life and my experience, my walk with Christ. But God has the answer. God knows the plans. Jeremiah 1:5, for I knew you before you were in your mother's womb. Like he said, he set a destiny for you. He has a calling for you. He set this calling for you. He anointed you, appointed you for this thing before you were even born. How great is that? Like, that is a loving and graceful and merciful God. Like, that's just so great to know. So seek his guidance, ask him for wisdom, ask him to reveal it to you. And when he does, just watch how more at peace you feel with it. Yes, it's gonna hurt if you tell people like, yeah, I'm leaving this job and I'm this is not what God called me to do. People will look at you like you're crazy. Don't get me wrong. People will look at you like you're crazy, because they're going to be like, you're leaving this good thing because God told you to go do this. God told you to leave this 6-figure job to go start a business that wouldn't be successful for 2 to 3 years. And it's like, yes, if that's what God called you to do, it's because he knows better for you. He knows exactly why he's telling you what to do. He knew it before you were even a thought. So get to it. Listen to him. Be obedient. Don't delay in the process, because delayed obedience is just as bad as disobedience. So that's all I got for y'all today. I love y'all. I pray that you have a blessed day, and I pray that you seek his wisdom and his guidance, and just talk to him. Be in constant communication with him. Prayer, like, comment, subscribe, share this video with a friend or family member, and talk to me in the comments. I want to hear from y'all. What is it that you feel like God has been calling you to do in this time, in this season, but you just don't know where to start? You don't know if you should get started. Talk to me, tell me, and I would love to pray for you all. But I thank you all for your support, and I'll catch y'all in the next video. It's time.